Hey, I'm Rob. Welcome to Reframe. We're going to learn how to chart songs in an app called iReal Pro. This is really useful if you're a solo artist because when you create charts like this that are very official and they have all of the arrangement, all of the chords, all of the section markers, it means you can hand it to very skilled instrumentalists and they can interpret the music, meaning less work for them, less work for you in communicating to them what you want, cheaper rehearsals because it takes less time, and the ability to switch out different session players if maybe one of your band members is sick. It's also really, really valuable for when you're learning songs. So whenever I learn a song, I chart the song down and then I play through the song 3 times. And this means that maybe if I only play that song 1 time at a gig, 3 months later when I need to play that song again, it's a lot easier to remember
how to write a chart.
Open iReal Pro on the device that you're going to write on. So I'm going to use my iPad. Now I'm going to open my browser on my computer and open Ultimate Guitar and just search for the chords. So Noah Kahn, stick season chords, Ultimate Guitar. Sometimes Ultimate Guitar isn't right, but this is just giving us a guide to make the structure a bit easier. I'm also going to search the song on Spotify. Go to songs, and then I'm going to go to this plus icon up here. And then I'm going to just write in the details of the song. Looks like it's in the key of A. Let me check that. Sounds correct. Then just go create. So I'm going to listen to it. And when I'm listening, I'm just going to focus on counting. On this Ultimate Guitar tab, it says intro is just A. And it's finger picking. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 bars at the start. See, we can go across by beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here would be another A. And I'll add a bar line, which is down here.
You can keep clicking this bar line button to get different variations of the bar line.
There's the intro. Now I'm adding a double bar here at the end, just to make sure that that's really clearly an intro. And then the verse happens, and it's A, E, F sharp minor, and D. That sounds really correct, and it's finger picking. 2 bars for each chord, and it'll repeat those chords for the verse. Add a repeat bar at the end and a repeat bar at the start of the verse, like that. Then I'm going to apply my bar lines here. So we've got verse 1 and verse 2. What I can do is I can add section markers here for the A section. And then the intro, I can put IN, intro. All right, let's continue. Okay, so I've noticed in the chorus, there's holds. Vermont, it's the season of the sticks and which is cool. And then the second half, it starts to do the strums. And also there's an E at the end of the chorus. So the first and second half are not the same. We can put that in our notation here. I could copy this over, but I'm not going to. To differentiate this section, I'm going to go to ABC here.
This gives us the ability to write on the notation.
And then go finger, pick, first repeat, strum, second, rep. And it seems very wordy, but this kind of writing is really, really useful for when you've forgotten the song 4 months down the line. For this section, I'm going to put a repeat sign at the start, and then a repeat sign at the end. The end of the chorus is different. It goes to E after going to D. I'm going to put a first time bar here, which is in this area. I'm also going to put a down arrow so we can see that first time bar. D, and then E, and then 2 bars of A before we start again. Here, I'm going to put second time bar. So it does the chorus, does the first time bar, and then when it gets to the D again, it just skips to the second time bar. Cool, and I'm going to put this as the B section. Okay, so there's a little stop halfway through. So I'm going to put a no chord on the end of that. And then it does the verse again, only 1 time round through the verse. So this is important, that's really important. So if I go to this menu here, what we can do is a DSL second time.
I know these look really annoying and complicated to think about, but there's 2 real categories to this. DC, which means skip back to the start of the chart, and DS, which means skip to this thing. So after you know where you're skipping to, you read the second half of the line. There are 3 categories: L coda, L fine, and L first, second, and third end. This symbol is called a coda. If you were on DCL coda, you'd go back to the start, and then when you would hit that coda symbol, you'd skip to where the coda is later on in the piece. It allows us to skip a whole bunch of unnecessary notation. DS or DCL fine means go to this symbol and play until you see the word fine, which is when you finish. DC or DSL first, second, and third ending means go to the start or the S. Then depending on which ending is written, you skip to the first, second, or third repeat, and then continue playing the piece from there.
So we go DS, L second end, and then come up here and go S. I added an S there, so it's going to skip to there, do one time through the A section, because it's doing the second ending, and then go to the B, which is the chorus. It's at this point that I've realized that instead of doing a DSL second ending, I could get rid of the DSL second ending and do something a bit simpler. Get rid of the A's here. The intro is exactly the same as the end of that chorus. So it means that here, I could put DCL second ending. It means go to the start and then work through and do the second repeat. So now it's going to go to the start, and that means that right after the second chorus, I'm good to go to the bridge, which is actually the exact same chords as the A section. It just means I can copy this section here and then paste it down here and then change the section marker to the C section and then get rid of that writing.
To copy, hold your finger where you want to start copying and it will highlight that section. Then drag the little circle dot on the right corner to the point where you want to copy to. Press copy.
So let's have a listen to this. So the main difference is just at the end there, there's an E instead of that D. So I'll put an E there and I'll take off the repeat markers because it doesn't repeat again. Cool, we're into the last chorus. So I'm going to copy this chorus here. Okay, at the end there, I've noticed that there's 2 bars of E, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then ends on the A. I will get rid of this DCL second ending, get rid of the double bar line here, make it a normal bar line, do another bar of E, and then A there, and then a thick double bar line, thick boy, at the end there. So I think that is a finished chart.
What we've learned from this chart: 1, adaptability.
I'd say the main challenge with creating these kinds of charts is figuring out where the repeats are and figuring out which symbols are appropriate. So here we happen to use a DCL second ending, whereas some tabs I would use DSL coda so that the coda allows us to skip a whole chunk of music. I thought I was going to use the DSL second ending on this, but then it became more logical for me to use DCL second ending.
2, subtle variation.
The first and second chorus are slightly different because the second chorus doesn't do the holds on the first repeat. So I think I'll keep that writing in there because it's useful for if you're playing it in a band. The other difficulty with this is noticing when there's slightly longer amount of time on each chord, counting and playing along, just being really involved in the song while you're figuring it out. Also, keeping things nice and neat and tidy. Making sure nothing's too cluttered. I'm very lucky in this song because there's not many chords. All of the chords are played for an even amount of time. Some songs have a bit more involved chord progressions. So now it's time to play along with your new chart.
With the chart.
So the first time I play along with it, I play along with the music and looking at the chart. I'm remembering what I've figured out and what I've learned from Ultimate Guitar, and I can gaze deeply into the chords
without the chart.
Then the second time I play through without the chart and I try and remember what I've done. I've probably messed up some of the parts when I did that.
Look at the chart again.
So I look back at the chart and think about the parts that I didn't quite nail. I'm thinking that double E
without the chart.
And then I try and play it a third time without the chart after re-looking at the chart. If you found this video helpful or need more insight into how to chart using iReal Pro, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to know. Thanks for watching Reframe. I'm Rob. Bye!